Pablo Chapo says, I want to get a Florida snapper soon. What should I set him up in? And my red-eared slider has some shell rot. What should I do about it? So first, let's talk about the Florida snapper. I already did a Florida snapper tub setup. I'm gonna put a link to that in the description. And let's go over here and I'll show you my Florida snapper setup. All right, so this is my Florida snapping turtle tub. And as you can see, this is just a Tough Stuff, 110 gallon, I believe is what they are. These are $70. One of the best things you can get. It's got a built-in drain, really easy to clean, really easy to use. They're pretty soft, so they're not gonna, they're flexible. You can kind of put them in different places. I like them a lot. So what I've done with this habitat is it's got a mixture of sand and gravel, and the gravel's like the larger kind. It's called Riverstone. And the Riverstone holds the sand down, and then the turtles don't want to eat the Riverstone. And I've also layered over some flat rocks and round rocks, and everything gets along pretty well in here. I also added in some logs, some driftwood. I put bamboo in here because they like to kind of climb through it and hide in the leaves and stuff. And then I also run a pond pump with a pre-filter on it, and it keeps the water pretty clear. Right now it looks like pretty bad because of all the pollen that we have. So this is my suggested setup for a Florida snapping turtle, and this will last all the way up until they're about adult size, and then I would recommend maybe upgrading to a bigger stock tank. Yeah, so for snapping turtles, Mexican giant musk turtles, I recommend those Tough Stuff tubs. I recommend them for small turtles. They're the greatest. They're the best, like, money saving tub you can get. As for the second part of your question, Pablo, with your red-eared slider having shell rot, without having seen it, it's kind of hard to diagnose and tell you what to do. Best thing is dry dock, 12 hours dry, 12 hours wet. Every time he's wet, fresh, clean water. If that doesn't clear it up and it is indeed a bad case of shell rot, you may have to look up some YouTube videos or take it to a vet. And what they'll actually do is start to kind of cut out that shell rot. It's really gnarly. It sucks to see and sucks to watch, but it's really important that they actually get that out of there, because that's dangerous bacteria and it could get septic and kill your turtles. So hope this helps, and I hope your red-eared slider gets better. Thanks, man. Good questions. And this question comes from, this guy's name is awesome, Larry Vlogs B-Ball and More. So I'm assuming that's his channel, probably Vlogs B-Ball and More. Anyway, he asks, how do you get your turtle to bask? And the short answer to that is you don't get your turtle to bask, but you provide a basking area for your turtle. So I have a lot of cooters, I have some sliders, some painted turtles, and those are going to be the easiest turtles to get to bask because they're naturally going to do it. It's a natural part of their process to digest their food, to kind of get some energy for the day, for foraging and swimming and all the things they're going to do. So not real difficult. You're just going to want to provide a basking area. So whether that's a rock, a log, it's really easy to do. The main thing is just providing something where they can get completely dry. So for cooters and sliders, painted turtles, all your basking turtle species, what I've done is I've basically kind of provided I've got some logs, I've got some rocks. The main thing is that they get completely dry, because if they can't get completely dry, then you start running into issues with like shell rot and stuff like that. So the biggest thing is keeping them dry. I don't know how many times I have to repeat myself. Now, if you're talking about something like a snapping turtle or a mud or a musk turtle, softshell turtles, sometimes it's a little bit trickier because those turtles don't bask as often, and it's not like a daily part of their routine, but they will bask from time to time. So I recommend with those guys providing either, with snapping turtles, I like to provide like a shallow shelf, because most of them aren't going to get completely dry. So they'll kind of go up into a shallow area, kind of warm the top of their shell, move back into shallow water. Some of my softshell turtles will actually bask on this area right here. So, they're just utilizing the same area I provided for the cooters. With mud and musk turtles, they seem to like branches that are almost like a pole, just a steep little branch kind of coming out. Works really good. So you didn't say exactly what kind of turtle you have, so I'm kind of giving an overview of basking and what to provide. Also, if you're keeping outdoors, look at the area the sun's gonna kind of pass over your house. You know, my pond gets hit with morning sun for a couple hours, goes behind the trees, midday sun goes behind trees, and then in the afternoon you can see it's mostly shaded, and it's about this area right here that's catching the last little rays of the sun. Now in the summer it gets really, really hot, and that's why where the sun's setting over my shoulder, I've actually planted some plants with broad leaves to kind of offer a little bit of shade so that it doesn't overheat during the day. So I hope that answers your question. Hope you learned a lot about basking. I know I like talking about basking. So I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.